Hi guys, this is Mike from Product Management, and I want to talk a little bit about priorities for 2020. So from a security perspective, there's lots of things that people need, and it's amazing how many have and have not adopted different types of technologies. So if we talk about the priorities 2020 wise, one of the top ones for sure is CASB, and I don't know if that's going to be an obvious one because Bitcoin is a CASB company, but when you think about it, it's pretty amazing when we talk to customers how many different types of projects are either CASB replacements from a CASB that's already failed from a competitive perspective, or people that didn't know that the CASB could do certain things. So controls over things like access controls, controls over things like access from devices that are off the network that may or may not be corporate issued. And so CASB wise, you get typical things like inline protection, things like API integration, and things like visibility and UEBA in general. So when you think about CASB, you want to deploy something that can go out and can protect data, protect it as it moves from one endpoint to another, let's say from one endpoint to the cloud, from the cloud to an endpoint, things like that, as well as control different types of access and sharing restrictions and give visibility over what your users are using. One big thing also though is BYOD control. So from a BYOD control perspective, what you really want to pay attention to is that when you adopt a cloud SaaS service, if you're not providing any controls and any restrictions on it, you can have someone that takes their phone, let's say, or their PC from their house or hotel kiosk, or their PC to a Starbucks, and all of a sudden they're connecting to your SaaS application, they're off your network, and they're moving data back and forth. So there's a really key thing in determining managed versus unmanaged controls with BYOD, and Bitcoin can help you do that. The last one is control over things that aren't necessarily the SaaS apps. And so things like URL filtering come into play there, as well as SaaS app controls. So from a URL filtering perspective, you're looking for things that are threats, things that are violations of acceptable use policies. If someone's going to illegal sites or gambling sites or pornography sites, you may not want to allow that. Someone clicking on a link that is a actual piece of malware that's trying, or a phishing email that's trying to steal their credentials, and blocking that is really something good from a URL filtering perspective. The other thing is the SaaS app controls. So you can also control things like which enterprise applications are enterprise ready and sanctioned so people can use them. And so when you do a shadow IT discovery and figure out some new app, you can make an assessment of what to do there. So from a 2020 priority perspective, CASB, BYOD, URL filtering, and SaaS controls come up. And an interesting thing also comes up, which is this new concept called SASE. And that falls under a number of the things that I've discussed here above, which is a consolidation of technology. Because come check out that webinar that we've done recently, as well as different types of notes and solutions briefs that we have about that too, because that's a new extension of the platform that Bitcoin can offer you. Thank you.